This is Raul for Bass Musician Magazine, and today we're going to take a close look at the NS Microtuner from D'Addario. Tuning a bass, tuning your instrument, has been a challenge that we musicians have been facing for a long time. I go back to the days when we used to use something like this, and you took that note and you listened and you approximated it so they sound the same. In cases that you were playing with a piano or a keyboard, you know, they gave you an E, you tuned with it, and that's how that went. Now, I do recall there were times when there was a lot of instruments in the room and everybody's trying to tune, and it was really difficult for you to be able to hear precisely enough to get things nicely tuned. So I would often go off by myself in a corner or try to find a quieter place, which isn't always possible. Because of that, I am sure that there has been an evolution of electronic tuners, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of them, but the NS Microtuner from D'Addario has made it really convenient. To start out with, this thing is extraordinarily small, extraordinarily light. It can fit in any bag, really. It can fit in your pocket if you want, and it is very adaptable to all kinds of different ways that you might want to use it. The clip feature that it has can make it so that it goes on the front of your instrument with the readout facing you, or if you don't necessarily want the audience to be watching your tuning device, you can put it on the back and rotate it. And there is a feature that makes it so that the letter that corresponds with the note is upright, depending how you've oriented this on here. Other features of this tuner is it's set at 440 Hertz, but you can adjust that depending on how you're doing your tuning. It also has a built-in metronome, so if you need to set a tempo, it will do it visually and you can kind of be seeing it here. It runs on a very small battery, of course, and it lends itself to tune different instruments, not just the bass. That's why it's a universal tuner, but with the bass, and I've got a couple of basses, particularly it can be placed on the back side of your instrument so that all the audience sees is the little bit of the clip. You know, and that's, you can still see the tune, that's all the audience is getting to see. Also, because it is not plugged into your amplification system, you can use this tuner when you're not plugged in. And so it's working on the vibrations on the neck, and this way you can still be tuning even if you're not plugged in and, you know, ready to go. Let's have a closer look at the NS Micro Universal Tuner from D'Addario. The first thing that you can see is it's got an on button, it's got the modes, which if you want to switch it between metronome and tuner, you can do that. This button in the middle allows you to flip the orientation of the note if you have this on the front and the back so you can see it better. And these cursor buttons on the side allow you to change the tuning from that 440 Hertz that we talked about. So let's turn this little guy on, and you'll notice as he's lighting up, he kind of gives you some flashes. Let's hit a note, and there we've got a D. Now we know we've got a nice D because it is nice and green. It's kind of a vibrant green. If it's a little off, it'll be kind of yellowish. If it's a little more off, it's red. If it's a whole other note entirely, of course, there's going to be a different letter. So I've got one of my strings out of tune here, and we can see that it is in red. So we're going to bring him up. And the small bars around the letter also, when they're kind of evenly distributed around the note, then you know that you are perfectly kind of centered in on that note. So we've got that. and we're nicely in tune. Now, if this were the other way around, I'm going to do the flip just so we can see it. So the letters look upside down because they're set up as if this was on the other side of the head here. As you can see, the NS Micro Universal Tuner is a tremendous tool. It weighing in at less than 2 ounces and fitting in the palm of your hand. This can certainly help ensure that you have the gift of being in tune, because we all know how bad it is when you're out of tune. It is very cost effective, very reasonable, and it's not limited just to bass. You can use it for other string instruments like ukuleles or guitars or violins, or you name it, even upright basses. Because it picks up on those vibrations, you can tune them with this very helpful little gadget. So, better living through technology, enjoy playing in tune, and make sure you check this little guy out. So this is Raul for Bass Musician Magazine, bringing you yet another product review. Check this little guy out.